Okay, so we made it back. Here's the stuff that you wanted, Ivan. And there's your pocket watch back. Thank you. This will help the two of them for when they wake up. Okay, just curious, can you or have you sensed anything strange or amiss lately in the area? No? I haven't sensed anything like that. Why? Well, we had finished collecting what was on your list. Nixië and I were just talking, and I sensed something strange, uneasy, so we decided to head back. Strange? If something were amiss, I would have sensed it. Perks of having a protective barrier around your house. I'll keep an eye on the surrounding area, though, just in case. Cool. Thanks. Usually my senses aren't wrong, but it could be for me being paranoid. Happens after having to escape from an over-controlling parent. True. Regardless, thank you for telling me. Would rather be safe than sorry. I've had incidents in the past where I wrote something off as harmless and ended up having to repair parts of my house and or garden. Oh man, sounds rough. Luckily, that hasn't happened in several years. Do you all mind? I'd like to ask you some questions. Why? Well, that's a good question. Why? I'm honestly... does anyone know where Leo is? Thought he'd be hungry for some food by now. If you don't mind... I have a few questions because I'm honestly curious as to why you all need my assistance. And the two of you, your origins... Okay, so who do you wish to ask first? Well, for starters, why did you all come and find me? Well, there's a person who lives in our village named Galena. She has a husband that was put under a sleeping spell, and we were hoping that you could help reverse it. Okay, go on. Would it be possible to wake someone up from a sleeping spell? I mean, one with your type of magical abilities. That depends. Depends on what spell was used and the person's experience in reversing those types of spells. And as someone who has experience in reversing those types of spells, I might be able to help you. Wait, so you can help us? Like, I was hoping you could, but always thought there'd be a chance that you couldn't. I'd have to get familiar with this person's magic, but I think given, say, a couple of days, I could reverse the spell. I hate to interrupt, but how do you have the experience? Like, I know you said you were a healer, but... Well, luckily for you, this isn't the first magically asleep person I've had to deal with. Why are you looking at me? Are you looking at me because of that? Well, you were also under a magical sleep spell when I first saw you. Wait a minute. What do you mean by that? Do you two know each other? Why didn't you say you knew where the guy lived, Nixië? That's because once she was healed, I sent her on her way. I didn't interact with her much other than ensuring the sleep spell wore off. Also, she was suffering from amnesia and didn't know who she was, much less the know-how to ask where she was and who I was. So, when you said you had no idea, you really didn't. Yeah, nope. All I remember from that time was waking up in the healing room, being given the quote-unquote okay by a guy, who I now know as Ivan, and then being teleported to a random town. Then I wandered around till I reached Mizuki Village. Oh. What do you mean it wasn't Nixi's fault that she didn't know who was treating her? Well, That's due to how she ended up in my care, but that's a long story for another day. Okay, now what do we need to... Am I the only one that smells that? Smells what? What? No! No, 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 not my garden. Did someone set it off, or was it naturally started? I don't know. Does anyone have... I can snuff it out. Give me a second. And there you go. Might need to replant some things, but I saved what I could. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes the only way of getting food. Traders are hard to come by in my neck of the woods. I can see why. Out in the middle of nowhere. What can I say? I like my privacy. You definitely have that here. Wait. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Thought I saw... What is that? A staff? The what? What'd you find? A staff? Like a magical staff? What are we supposed to do with that? Don't know. Maybe Ivan.
No. No one must know you have this. Please. Please find my guardian.
Did you hear that? It was kinda hard not to. What's with us and hearing weird voices? Your guess is as good as mine. Anyways, did Ivan say he needed help replanting anything? Not sure. You walked off and I came to find you. Best not to be alone right now. Especially when I still have that weird feeling from earlier. True. I thought I actually saw something. That's actually why I wandered off. Then I found this thing. Guess it belongs to someone, and according to that weird voice, we need to find their guardian, or whatever, or whoever that is. Guardian. Does that word ring any bells for you? Well, when I was in school, in one of my history classes, we had a unit on the gods and goddesses and their guardians and or champions. Those two words are interchangeable, I believe. I think they're called both, just depends on which area you're in. Huh. Interesting. I guess we should head back to the others. I hate to ask, but could I ask for another favor? I'm never gonna pester Maxie about the fields again. Who's Maxie? Oh, she's the gardener back in Mizuki Village. Well, gardener might not be the right word. Farmer. That's what she is. She's the town's farmer. She doesn't do it on her own, though. Both Daniel and Eleonora help her out. I'm guessing both Daniel and Eleonora live in the village, too? Yep, Daniel's the de facto handyman of the town, whereas Eleonora is our produce saleswoman. Heard her mention wanting to open a shop in town someday. Wonder if that's gonna happen now that they're having to rebuild the town thanks to that disaster that happened a while ago. Yeah, I wonder how that's going. Also, I'm guessing that's what's gonna be in need of immediate attention when we get back, I guess. At least until, Ivan can heal Ramus. I'm sure Galena's gonna pester the poor guy till he does, though. I'd like to be on a fly on the wall for that. Me too. I'm sorry, who's Galena again? Oh, she's the town healer, or the main one. Zoe is one too. Well, in training, that is. Oh, now that I think about it, Zoe did mention that. I have a feeling it's going to take me some time to get to remember everybody's names. Hey, let me tell you from experience, I've only been there for a little bit, and I'm still trying to connect names with faces. And getting lost in town. I just started to get better at it too. Well, guess I'm gonna have to relearn everything now. I think everyone is. Good point. Hate to change the subject, but has anyone seen my brother? Leo? No, I haven't. If I'm to be honest, the last time I saw him was this morning when he came to relieve me from watch duty. You don't think he's still there, do you? With the way he's been acting lately, that wouldn't surprise me. Oh? He's hidden it well, but he's become more possessive or protective of Zoe in the past couple of weeks when we've been traveling together. Like I said, he's hidden it well, but he's my brother, so I pick up on things faster than others. Sorry if this is too personal, but you're both half Fae, right? Yeah. Why? Is Zoe? Yeah. Why? Have you ever heard of Soulmates? No, I don't believe I have. Why? I need to observe more, but certain species can find soulmates. Fae are one of them, even if you're half Fae. Not sure if it's as strong of a connection or pull as it is for full-fledged Fae, since you're only half. But it's still very much a thing for us that we have to go through. However, not everyone finds them, and it's just up to chance. Okay, and that pertains to my brother how? There's a possibility that Leo and Zoe are soulmates. Again, not 100% sure, but it usually starts with one or both partners wanting to stick to each other's side and or get protective of each other, or in some cases possessive, which, if left unchecked, can lead to some dangerous situations. If you don't mind, I could talk to your brother about it. Might help him understand what's going on and his feelings towards Zoe. Also, I didn't mean anything bad about being half Fae, by the way. I have many friends, or did, that are half Fae, but I'm not sure if this affects things like soulmates or not. I understand what you meant. That you meant no ill will. I understand that you meant no ill will, but you don't need to be my permission to talk to my brother. I'm not his keeper or anything. Oi! Lydia, mind coming to get your brother? He's fallen asleep next to Zoe's bed. I was gonna check on her and he's in my way. Ivan, I'll be right there. Man, it's been a long day. Yep, that it has. I hope Lydia wasn't offended that about what I said about being half-Fae. I really wasn't trying to be insensitive, but some things aren't as strong or work as well if one is of mixed race. I'm sure she knew. She's very good at reading people. As long as you're honest, you'll be fine. That, and if she was offended, the only thing you can do is to attempt to sincerely apologize. It's up to her whether she accepts it or not, though. True. I'll try and talk to her later. On another note, I'm glad we were able to replant and or rescue most, if not all, of Ivan's garden. Also, moving to the sand was nice. I always liked the breeze by the ocean. Same. It has a calming effect, especially when one is angry or frustrated. Things always have a way of working themselves out when you just relax and listen to nature. Yep. That they do. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go in and get some sleep. Don't stay up too late. You've had a long day too. Don't worry. I can already begin to feel drained from using so much of my magic after what happened a few weeks ago. I'll be up in a bit. Okay, good night, I guess.